Whoa! This is The Illusion, reporting from somewhere on Spaceship Earth. I'm here with my guest host, Owl. We're hanging out. We're up here in Santa Barbara doing a little live action here. What do you think about that, buddy? So, our friends invited us up for the weekend. We're staying in their guest house. Basically just lounging around, got a little bit of Wi-Fi going on, so I figured it was time to check in and make a live video. We're actually up seeing Owl's best friend he's known since he was a wee little baby, Dusty. Huh? You like hanging out with baby Dusty, don't you? So it's pretty cool. We're getting the kids together. We got the mini-grams hanging out with the other kids, and we're just hanging out doing that, like family dynamics too, which is pretty cool. So the other night, Friday night, we went down to the wharf here in Santa Barbara. I'm not a big Santa Barbara guy. I live right down the coast from it, but I never make my way up to Santa Barbara much. Whatever. So we're up here doing Santa Barbara. Actually, I think we're over in Montecito, but. So we went down to the wharf, and Owl was tripping on the boats, man. He was all about the boats, huh? What'd you think about the boats? So we got all fired up on the boats, but the restaurant we were going to eat at was packed to the gills on a Friday night. So we split. He was so not having it. Flipped his lid. Haven't had him flip out like that in a long time. And those of you guys send in comments. I'm too far away to read them. That's an airplane. So he flipped his lid. He's going crazy. And then we get to we went to the other restaurant, which was on the wharf. Where are you going, dude? You're cutting out on the live broadcast? What do you got for it? Are you going to show people something? So anyway, we went to the restaurant. Well, show the people. They can't see that. Come over here. What do you got? So we went out to the restaurant, and this dude proceeded to go AWOL. And there was a bunch of kids. We were like some fish restaurant, so it was a madhouse on its own, and I really enjoyed it, I have to say. I won't let people onto this much, but I actually fully enjoyed the dinner out at the dinner.
Whoa.
That's the hologram in the background. I had a blast. The kids were going crazy. Al was like throwing French fries and spilling sauces and just making a mess of things, and then he cracked and started screaming at the top of his lungs. So we were those people at the restaurant that have the obnoxious kid screaming. So I grabbed them and went outside, right? And ran into some like drunk dad with like 4 kids who was like just ham-skied. And then we went for a walk on the pier, and Al got to watch the fishing boats and see the fishermen. Huh, you got to see fishermen, didn't you? Catching fish. What did you think about that? And mellowed them all out and brought them back into the restaurant. And I enjoyed it. But it was, quote unquote, a shit show. It really was all time. There was a total of 5 kids, 4 adults, and madness. Huh? Yeah. And the cool thing is, so he's hanging out with his little buddy, Dusty, right? And Dusty's 4 months older than him. But she can talk. She's a full-on chatterbox. So Owl's sitting there like he's holding out on his words, aren't you? You going to talk today? And he's not talking yet, but I know he knows how. So he's hanging out with the duster, running around. I think yesterday he spent the whole day either naked or in his diapers, and they've been just going AWOL. And then we had the classic dinner last night with the older kids, while the two little guys hung out with the babysitter, and we had salad and homemade chili, vegetarian chili, which was really good. We had my lemon cucumbers in the salad, which were the hit. The lemon cucumbers were a big deal. At least to me they were. And look, he's practicing his yoga. So the gal we're up here staying with, it's a husband-wife combo. She's like a gnarly yoga gal. Yoga. I don't even know if they have a special name. So he naturally has it. Whoa, you're rolling around in a towel.
Whoa,
we're live. We're
no.
live, dude. Well, you're not naked, so it's okay. So we're hanging out and doing the family dynamic thing, and I have to say it's kind of some next level stuff. It's been a blast, you know.
You think, I just want to clarify, since you're live, you're saying that I'm not in the shot, right?
No, you're not.
You're saying that you really enjoy hanging out with other people and going out to restaurants where other human beings are eating.
Yeah, I had a blast.
Whoa, people! This is a big deal. This is a big deal.
I did have a blast, cause it was that thing where like I realized it doesn't make me uncomfortable to have the little guy lose his mind. I think that was always some sort of uncharted territory. It was like, what am I going to do in public when Al decides to flip out?
You're going to be proud.
And I thought it was hysterical.
This is my boy.
Hysterical. Because it's my boy, dude. You know what I mean?
Lou, your boy.
Don't make fun of me. So, and then just the whole dynamic of it all. The kids going crazy. All the kids playing around. And, just hanging out with another family. And I was getting my photos organized right on my phone, because I do everything on my phone, because I'm like, I got to get this stuff into like a chat books in case my phone falls in the ocean or something. And I was going through it, and there was a couple pictures where Al's with Dusty, and they are little beings. Little beings, and that's cool. So I don't know. What do you guys got going on out there? Let me hone in here. Let me see if I can read your comments. We got 12 live people on a Sunday, dude. What are you guys doing out there on Spaceship Earth? So the back is, I'm a little crooked. I slept in a bed for the first time in months. The last 2 nights. I don't know if the bed's done me any good. It wasn't actually uncomfortable. I did sleep through. Watching me, Space Traveler, one of my biggest friends out there that I've never met. Working at the hospital? Really, what's going on at the hospital? That sounds intriguing. Just got back from work on a Sunday. You're working on, both you guys are working on a Sunday. I give you this cup of coffee's for you. So there was a giant fire going on just up the coast, which was kind of cool. So we were driving up, and you could see the smoke going, and they got it all knocked down today, or yesterday. X-raying 6 people, man. How gnarly is that? I went in the MR. Do you do the MRI stuff? I went in the MRI tube. I got to tell you. So I don't even know if I told Hey, whoa, don't. I know, we'll come over here. Like, don't touch it. No, don't move the setup, Al. Come over here. Look, show them your car book. So the cool thing at this house is they've got a bunch of giant books, like giant art books. And this guy got his hand, saw the first giant books and went super crazy. But I got to tell you, bring it over here. This isn't one of the giant ones, but he's you like this book. He really likes the Annie Leibovitz post book. Are you gonna crack? Are you gonna crack? He's gonna crack. Doing double duty here. So yeah, man, everything's super chill. What? We're not gonna pull it off, are we? He needs me to turn the pages. There we go. So that's it. It's like an interactive team sport here. The owl likes to have daddy turn the pages, don't you? And where was I? Fire. We did the fire. The back, slept on the bed. Went surfing on Friday. Stoned in bed, enjoying your day off. Dude, rip another bong hit for us, man. Seriously, that's good for you, man. See, I don't have a big hang up with that kind of stuff as a sober guy. Like, good for you, man. I spent plenty of Sunday laying in bed ripping bong hits too. I was paging through a Jackson Pollock book. Awesome, love Jackson Pollock. The drip, the drizzling the paint everywhere. So hyped. Have a good day. You too, my brother. Enjoy your day off, man. Just kicking it in the bed. Hello. Oh, dude, I'm down on your self-defense book. Send me a copy. I'd love to get in that. Oh, so now we're cooking on the self-defense thing. So I'm hanging out. On Friday, I went to go see the chiropractor, right? Like in Malibu, right? So we're down in the main Civic Center area, and the minigram gets dropped off by the hologram about 2 minutes before I come down with baby Al. She comes up crying, and some crazy homeless dude is hanging out in front of the doctor's office, fully vibed her, flipped her off. Crazy menacing guy. I saw him, full psycho, super gnarly. So the minigram was all like bummed out, and so I'm like, all right, that means we got to get her in the self-defense stuff so she can disable anyone. You don't want anyone ever being in fear. Fear is the enemy. And so I call the mayor, because my buddy's the mayor of Malibu. I call him. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? There's a bunch of crazy homeless people that have like infiltrated Malibu because, they're handing out a bunch of free stuff and, feeding the strays, right? And whatever.
Not to mention they're all on meth.
And they're all on methamphetamines.
Like, homeless people is one thing, but now they're all hopped up on meth.
We're getting the hologram going from the background. So yeah, they're all on meth. There's this dude Cuba who's selling meth to them all. It's like a known thing.
Come on down to Malibu.
And so whatever, we get out of the doctor's office. I go because I send the hologram and Al over to the park to play, which is right there, and minigram. And dude, the guy's sitting outside the doctor's office again, right? Fully just like posted up there, just bad vibing, man, being a creeper, not being like a homeless dude, like minding his own business, just being a creeper right outside the doctor's office. So I go flag down a sheriff, man, and get the sheriffs over there. They talk to this dude. So my buddy's like the watch commander during that out in Malibu, dude. So he calls me up. He's like, what's going on? He's like, dude, your kids are being hassled by this dude. Let me send you a picture of this guy. So apparently this guy had police contact the last week, and boom, it started this whole thing. So I had some cop interactions. And I guess the point I wanted to make of the video is like, I used to be like an anti-cop guy most of my life. But I was being a donkey at the same time. I wasn't like a citizen, right? So I'm talking to these cops, man. They were super polite and super nice. And the whole thing, and I guess what I'm getting at is, can we imagine society without law enforcement? I don't know. There's a couple bad cops out there, but statistically, dude, that's not who these people are, man. They are actually out there trying to do a real hard job. Because I was taking a look at this lunatic, man, who was hassling the kids. The guy was crazy, right? So here you are, man. You got to pull up in your squad car and deal with this kind of insanity all day long. And I get why some of them get jaded, you know. Imagine having to deal with a guy like me with a bad attitude times all day long. Like, you know, I wasn't cool to cops, and, you know, I would obviously be causing trouble, and all of a sudden there's a cop there and I'm calling him a Nazi, and you got, you know, you...
Hey. Come on, let's go outside, see Dusty. Come on.
You're gonna go out see the Dustaroo, dude. Look, Jungle Book, look at that.
Oh, whoa.
So I guess what I'm getting at is that once again, I appreciated the law enforcement being available in the community, because
come on, let's go see Dusty.
Because the other alternative to no law enforcement is the Second Amendment, of course, which is just pack a pistol. But that's, do you know who wants to be blasting people, man?
Yeah, you'd have to.
I agree with that. What you just said there is there's been a trend nationwide to have lower IQ people be police officers. And I got it, man. But that's something different than supporting your local police officers, right? That's coming from the Big Cities Initiative or whatever. And that's coming from above. What happened? He slammed?
No.
He doesn't want to go.
He does. He just was carrying his book and it was difficult.
Oh. And so I think that, but the thing is that law enforcement is closer to us than the government making the regulations. So if we want good law enforcement, we got to get involved with our local communities and help there be better law enforcement. I guess that's what I would say. It's like when I ran for city council and I got involved with my local city, right? That's when I met my friend who's the watch commander. Super nice guy. I began to talk to him. I developed a relationship with him. Once I began to know him, I began to meet other law enforcement people. We have the sheriffs in our community. I began to meet other sheriffs. They know me on a first name basis, which not only makes them accountable to me as a community member, but also makes them feel safe in their own community, because when they're out doing patrol, they're like, oh, there's Hamish and Owl down at the beach, or Blythe and the Minigram, like they know us, right? So they're not going to behave as badly with the community interaction. And I think what we've done in a society is we've created this snowball where we're putting up this barrier with law enforcement that's creating them to be afraid of us. Like, because everybody's like, all I know, man, I can only speak from who I used to be before I woke up. I was a dick and an asshole to law enforcement people, right? So you get what you put out. And I got it. We got huge problems, but the problem, I think, is the community isn't involved with their local community, in the sense of you can sit back and say the cops suck, but then when you get down and get involved with the city and you maybe do a ride along or get involved and really begin to spend a day in their shoes and wonder what they got to put up with, it's probably pretty heavy duty, is what I'm getting at, man. And I live in a dumb community, dude, where it's mellow. I can't imagine what it's going on in one of these heavy duty communities where people are actually like shooting one another. Like, so I see like these cops got to pull up on traffic accidents where people are bleeding out and hurt and crying for mommy. And they got to deal with people that are flipped out on drugs, going crazy, dude, trying to beat them up, man, run them off the road. Like, it must be insanity. So I guess what I'm getting at is we need to do a better job as a community, as human beings, interacting with these other human beings that maybe a percentage of them are there for bad reasons. But if you don't engage them on the community level, how can you hold them accountable is what I'm getting at is they're a direct representation of us, because they are us. They're not some. And I can get the whole thing about, like, you know, the Nazis and I can get all of that stuff about past societies. But all I know, man, is the minute that I started getting involved with my community on a community level, and I began to get to know police on a first name basis, the energy field changed. And that's what this is all about. That's what the high frequency tribe's all about, is not living in fear, not living in judgment of other people, man. Trying to be, to everybody walk in each other's shoes. The lemon people. I don't know about the lemon party. That's up where you make the lemonade out of bad times. And so I guess what I'm getting at is, I was stoked these dudes came and messed with this crazy person. Because the alternative, I got 2 kids. I got, one of them's 2 years old. I got a 12-year-old girl, and I got me. And I got to debate what I'm going to do. Now, let me be straight. If push comes to shove, dude, I'm going to go crazy caveman and eliminate this cuckoo from my troubled reality situation. But also, like, dude, that's a dangerous situation. I got kids that I got to be responsible for at the same time, dude. I can't go brawling some crazy homeless cuckoo dude who could be on methamphetamines. And if he's on methamphetamines, dude, he has the power of like 10 people. So I'm not packing in the state of California. You know how hard it is to get a concealed weapons permit in the state of California? I will Google it. I'll check that out. Or you can email me some links. My email is down below. You can email me some data about the Lemon Party, the new Illuminati. So what I'm getting at is, man, I was super thankful that these guys were there. And I gotta say, they were super courteous. And maybe it's just because, like, I'm no longer an outlier, man. I'm not buying into the hate and the anger and all that kind of stuff. So I guess what I'm getting at is like, I had an experience the other day with my kids where I was thankful that there was law enforcement at my disposal to quickly remedy the situation, man, because I think that's how crazy our society's getting, where I can't even go to my chiropractor's office in some sort of weird affluent town without being... It's not threatening to me. I know he's a crazy guy, dude, but I got a 12-year-old daughter who's sitting there crying, going, dude, he's scary. And I go, I get it, man. Like, that must be terrifying for a 12-year-old girl to, like, this guy was... Anyway, I kind of went on a rant about law enforcement, but it's just something I see that, like, is something we need to work out as a society. We can't justify violence on an offensive level against anyone. We always have to remain defensively. It's always there for us. But man, that liaison between offense and defense is law enforcement, man. And I got it, dude. Like, you're talking to a dude who's like, some of the stuff's pretty... Look, man, you're talking to a constitutionalist. I don't even believe in driver's licenses. Like, I really don't. I don't believe that constitutionally you should be required to register your car. I don't. I don't believe in IDs. I absolutely don't. Yeah, but look, man, I want to say about the being hassled thing is, if you're running a tight ship, you're not going to get hassled, right? Like, look, I used to be a guy who, for most of his life, drove around stoned in a car with contraband. And for a long time, I was driving without insurance. I was driving with shady this and that, you know? I don't know, man. I think that you only get hassled if you're making yourself available to be hassled. And I know that's not always necessarily true. I think sometimes you just happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. But I'll tell you the one thing that I do know to be the truth about life. If you act like a an a-hole, you're going to get treated like an a-hole. Even when I was a punk, I knew to treat the police with respect. And the police usually went pretty easily. And I did not in the beginning, right? When I became an activist and they taught us how to interact with cops, I changed a lot. When I was younger, man, I was a straight jerk. But as I got older, I realized, man, that in any cop interaction, they're really just a cog in the machine, and my day will be in court. Like, that's where the battle comes. If you're having an interaction with a police officer, and this is the advice that any lawyer will tell you or anyone will tell you, you want them to notice you the least, right? So you just want so all cops make notes when you've interacted with them. You want the least amount of notes in their little thing. So that's why you be courteous. The whole skateboarding thing, dude, I don't understand it, man. Like, you can be super courteous to the cops and just leave and come back. Like, the skater thing, I'm not buying with the cops. And I've been kicked out of plenty of places by the cops and law enforcement. I don't know, man. Maybe things change when you get older and you grow up a little bit, dude. I don't know, man. Like I said, the person making this video right now 10 years ago would be blown away. Like, what? You're like talking about the positives of law enforcement in your community? Like, yeah, but that's what I think it is, evolution. I think we evolve. Like, yeah, I get being young and full of piss and vinegar and fighting the man and the whole thing, dude. I get it. And then all of a sudden you got your kids there and you're like, dude, I'm glad these guys are around. That's right. That's what I'm saying, man. They're just human beings like you and I are, and some are bad apples. But most of the law enforcement I've met in this stage of my life have been like this sheriff that I talked with the other day was so polite and so nice to my daughter. He understood she was afraid. He went and talked. We all talked together. He addressed her politely. There was another cop there that was pretty indifferent and sort of kind of had a bad vibe, but you know, what are you gonna do, dude? It's just like people, man. If you ran into me in the ocean on the wrong day, I'm an a-hole. Like, I have that energy within me. So I guess that's what I'm getting is don't throw stones if you live in a glass house, man. How's that for a cliche? Anyway, man, I don't know. Dude, it's Sunday morning. I just wanted to check in with you guys on the live feed because it's not in front of a Starbucks or something, dude. It's actually in a nice mellow place where I can sit in a chair. And I just wanted to say good morning. I hope you're all having a good Sunday. I like doing the live thing. It puts me on my toes because, you know, part of my whole YouTube thing is I have no idea ever what I'm going to talk about when I hit the play button. And I'm feeling pretty good. I'm looking forward to getting back in the shop and making some stuff. I've been up here since I had Wi-Fi watching a couple wood shop videos about making some stuff, and it got me pretty fired up to get back in the shop and start making some stuff. I've been doing the art, so all that links are down below, and I don't know, I'm getting pretty excited for the next phase of it all. The back, I surfed on Friday. It's getting better. Yeah, ticket quotas should be gone. Asset forfeiture should be gone, dude. You know, I think there's some problems, but we're not living in you know, some third world nation either, dude. So I think we have the ability to address the problem. But the back's getting better, man. You know, I went on a big long hike yesterday. I'm a little crooked today, I have to admit. I slept on a bed, so. Anyway, I think I'm gonna chime out. We've been on this one for almost a half an hour, dude. So like I said, have a beautiful day, everybody out there, and stay tuned for the next installment of the adventure of the Illusion and his family and me and my mind and the daily struggle to stay on the highest frequency possible and spread positivity into the world in spite of having some dumb thoughts every now and then. All right, man? Sending love.